Good morning, welcome to Operation Crypto. Today's stream is in partnership with BlockFi. If you are looking to earn a passive yield, then go and check out blockfi.com. You can earn up to 3% back in Bitcoin on every purchase with that card. So go ahead and check it out. You can also earn 7% cashback yield each day. So welcome to today's video. We're going to be obviously analysing Bitcoin, and then we're going to have a look through Ethereum. EIP-1559 is incoming either today or tomorrow. There's a few different dates out there. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, hit that like button, wait for a few people to jump on, and then we'll crack on. Not done a stream for a while, have we? Work just seems to keep getting in the way. I need to get myself a new job. But yeah, welcome everybody in chat. We'll get a few people on and then we'll crack on. A little bit earlier, so maybe not everybody from UK will be on, but the usual Aussies will probably be in the chat giving me a load of shite. Morning. Right, so Bitcoin, as you can see, currently at 37,735. We did that major run up. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green candles we had. I mean, if you want to call that one there, just about close, wasn't it? I mean, we could call that 10 green candles in a row. And then we've had this sell-off, and as you can see, I've got a long position set up here. I've picked up that area there because I think it's where we're going to tap that moving average 50. Also a possibility as well if we're looking at that in terms of Fibonacci levels from the bottom and move to the top. We're right on that 382 level there, so I mean this could act as some support now. Potentially, if we do drop below this, we're going to hit that 50. I can't see us closing any daily candles below that moving average 50. We might wick down through it and pick up some liquidity down at 34,370. But in my opinion, I think that we will not close any daily candles below that moving average 50 now. If you look back in time, back to October last year, we stayed above that 50, and then on that massive bull run that we had, all the way through it, look, we had no closures. We had some wicks down below it, but there were no closures until we did get that massive tick to the downside, and that signified that we was going to start dropping through and going on this 55% drop we did. Throughout this drop, we have stayed below the moving average 50, and now we've broken out of it. So to me, this is going to be a bullish retest of that moving average 50 before we then do start to climb. And I still think, I mean, I mentioned it on my Twitter. You've probably, if you follow me often, where's my Twitter? I'll put this in June. Coming to the end of June, it's been horrific for crypto holders. I think personally a steady rise with some more added FUD through July to keep the price within range. 41k, it just actually popped out to 42k, and then August where a real rise begins. I think this now is going to be a bullish retest of that moving average 50 before we then start to push on. I'm looking to open some longs if we do get down towards this 36,500 region. I'm looking for some longs within this range, so fingers crossed we can get some nice longs loaded up there. Cheers, Lim. So yeah, we're just going to have a look at that in terms of price analysis. I think that's the area where we should be looking to target for longs, and then fingers crossed we can regain some momentum and start to push on. We was always going to get a sell-off. I mean, you can't just continually go up. I think the last time we had 10 green candles in a row was like 2017, maybe 2013 bull run. So that does show that we had some strength. We actually broke out of that range. We've come back into this range now, but I think that we are going to push out and start to regain some momentum. I put my first TP up at $51,480. That is a nice area here. We've used as support all the way through, and then we rejected off here. So that for me is the first major level, which I'll be probably taking some profit at. So in terms of BTC, in my opinion, all is looking good. Moving over to Ethereum, that's been doing well as well. I think we had something like 13 green candles. 1, 2, 3, 14. Yeah, 14 green candles in a row. We're starting to flip around a little bit, but EIP-1559's in incoming now. If we look at this entire move, if you're looking some buys, I reckon there's a good chance that you could get some filled down at around 2,300 bucks. I think that there could be a nice area to target before we do start to push on. Usually what happens though with big events, they usually get sold into like the rise on the lead up to it, and then after that they get sold into. So hopefully this is not a sell the news event. Just looking at the Ethereum at London upgrade countdown, it's actually showing that's 1 day 4 hours away, at block 1295757. I saw something earlier on that said it was going to be today. I've seen a few conflicting dates, so we've had August 4th or August 5th. More than likely I would stick with this date because everything Ethereum does is usually later than expected, so I'd go with that date for now and see if we can get that EIP-1559 in at some stage. For me, I think short term it might have a bit of a negative price impact, but long term it's going to be bullish. From that date when it happens, Ethereum is going to start getting burnt and turning that into a deflationary model. So that's my thoughts on that. In terms of buy zones, looking down here, if this moving average continues the way it is, you would expect buys around this range before we then do start to push on. So let's hope we can manage to get some orders down there. I'm not looking to buy any more ETH. I've got some staking on Swissborg at the minute, earning a passive yield from that. If you're wanting to earn a passive yield, then check out the link in the pinned comment and the description of this video. Morning, Paul. How high do you see the BTC dominance going? Want to 10 my altcoins? So I think this is what's going to happen with Bitcoin dominance. I'm still expecting Bitcoin to go on a bit of a crazy run and get the altcoins to bleed. So I've got a couple of scenarios. I think we're going to go up and test this region here at 52%, which is a nice support level there, or potentially come up to this region here at around 57% over the course of the next few months. So either 52 or 57, that area there as well showed nice support all the way through there as well, and then it acted as resistance. So those two key levels, one of those two, mate, I think ultimately, if that does happen, I mean, there's a good chance it might not. I mean, we could spin around here and start dropping from here, but in reality, if it does try to regain some dominance, the Satoshi pairs will start to feel the pain a bit. So like you got VeChain BTC, Plu BTC, Dot BTC, they should all drop if this happens. I think I'm more in favour of this, to be honest. It shows there's a lot of support there, which is now resistance. So for me, that is the first major area of resistance, and I think it will reject off there, but let's see what goes on. I could do it editing this bit now, because now was the time to be holding BTC from down here up to there, and then let's see how far it drops. I want to see if it's got 2013 back on here. Don't think we have we? Yeah, dominance worked a bit different back then. Bitcoin used to be a lot more dominant than it is nowadays. Where we were back up at 98%, but in 2015 and 14, so that's crazy how much the alts are starting to grow in this market, especially ETH. I mean, look at ETH dominance, that's 18% of the entire market, and that's continuing to grow. So the more that grows, the lower that's going to go. And I think what's helping it is this chart. Could say we've got a massive bull flag on here on Ethereum BTC, so that's got a good potential. It could break out at some stage. Money flow is still in the red though, so I mean, I wouldn't be looking to buy any of this yet, but I think that there's a good potential for ETH BTC to break out at some stage. Let's show it. Let's put a bit of a bull flag on here. So that's your bull flag there. That's the potential that we're looking for, a break to the upside at some stage, breaking out of that. So let's keep his eyes on that. Might not happen for a while. We might go sideways for a while, ETH BTC, while Bitcoin does regain some dominance. So if you might get a slow decline down, that's forming that flag, and then I'll be looking to a breakout to the upside on ETH BTC at some stage. But really depends what Bitcoin does. I think I would favour Bitcoin regaining some market dominance at some stage, because I mean, it has had a nice rise since that bottom, hasn't it, there? But I would expect it to go a little bit higher, to be honest. Looking quite nasty there on the daily time frame. It's coming back to find that support at 46. Let's see if this area holds up as support here. If that holds up as support, we're going to push on. If we reject through it, we might come back down to this 40% region down here. and if it goes below 40%, then your alts are going to be absolutely flying. Morning, Fern. Been a while since we've done a live stream. It is, yeah, just time, mate. I haven't had much time, to be honest. How long do you think we'll drop now? I reckon Crown reckons 33k if we go below 37. No, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I think the bottom is around this 38%, 38.2% fib here, or a nice slap on that moving average 50. There's always that possibility that we could wick down to the EQ, which is around 35k. That 35k region for me is a possibility. Maybe when we got that 618 down there at 34370, I can't see it going any lower than that, to be honest. A lot of people get a little bit too bearish. We've had a great run, and this is just a standard pullback, and so far this 382 level has been holding up well. We've not quite tapped it yet, but it shows that there is trading within that area, or should I say liquidity. I'm looking to open along around this moving average 50, so that's my setup there. I'm looking to target 50k over the next few weeks. I mean, there is that possibility it could go down to 33k, but I mean, if it does, it'll just be a wick down, and I can't see us getting any closures below this moving average 50, to be honest. I think it's going to hold up as support very well now. Matthew. Keep chatting. Plu card is a max spend. Yes, so I think if you don't stake Plu, it's £250 you can spend to earn 3% cash back. But if you stake, I think it's 100 or something like that, then you get unlimited amount. So it's worth staking that amount of Plu to get that unlimited spends. Caps is going to be great. I agree, mate. I'm holding a big fat bag of caps. I think it's going to be solid. Also, if you're holding caps, download the Cardinal wallet, and there's something called the time engine, and you can earn. Basically, it's like a faucet, and you get something like called time, and you just collect them every day. And at the end of each month, they do something called Happy Time, and you can earn free NFTs which have got caps inside them too. So that's something to check out. What's your view on C98? I've never actually looked at it, mate, to be honest. Solana at all? Harmony won long term. I think Solana's probably got the edge on that, to be honest. It's absolutely rapid, isn't it? FTT token taking over Binance longer term. It's growing quick, isn't it? Very good. And there's a bit of shit with Binance recently. Not the best. Right, let's have a look at some alts. RSR to Moon. Mark says there. I agree. We've got above that moving average 50 now, which is a bullish sign. Some people in chat were saying the other day, I'm still waiting for it to dip. Fuck me. We've done an 86% drop. That's the dip that you should have bought. Since that dip, we've had quite a substantial rise from the bottom there up to the top. We've done a 127% rise since the bottom. I managed to buy. I tripled my RSL holdings at 1.9 cent and 2.2 cent. I bought more around there. I thought this was not going to be I marked this red level up here, and I thought that would be the ultimate bottom at 1.4 cent. It didn't quite make it, and we bounced off this region here at 1.6 cent. I don't think there's any return into those levels, to be honest. If you want to put a little bit of a bearish spin on it and have a look for some buy zones, you could potentially target 2.9 cent, which it works out nicely on this moving average 50. So there's a good potential you could come down there and start to push on. So that's a bit of a setup there. I'll keep that on actually, because there's always a good chance you can do a 382 retracement. Each move always has a pullback. Remember, it just doesn't keep going up and up. Everything moves in waves up and down, so that's a good potential area for you to target. Oracles and DeFi next wave. Well, they always say it's a DeFi summer, don't they? So that's always a possibility, to be honest. But I've not got mass amounts in DeFi. Let me take a look at my portfolio. I don't hold much DeFi. Not really, no. I mean, Unfederal Reserve, is that DeFi? I've got Refinance, which is DeFi, but keep that on the low. People seem to get wound up about that one. Hello, what did I miss? So I've just talked about Bitcoin price analysis and Ethereum price analysis, and have a look at some areas that we could potentially go down to. For me, in terms of Bitcoin, I can't see us doing any closures below this moving average 50. If we did get any daily closures, that would be quite a bearish sign, to be honest, but there's always that possibility we could wick down to this region at 34,370, but I'm more in favour of a nice tap on that 36,500 level, and then looking to open along from there, from that position. But let's wait and see. The market is very, what's the word? Fucking phone's going mad. Yeah, very indecisive the market, so you just gotta set some trades up, put some stop losses in place where you're not going to get wrecked, and then just wait out and hopefully the market swings to the upside. I'm more in favour of swing to the upside, and now we're broken out of this downtrend. We wasn't in a downtrend for a while. We have come back into this accumulation zone. I mean, the top end was 41k, bottom end was the yearly open at 28k. And we have broken out of that. I think, obviously, the first time was going to be a rejection. I think we're going to do something like this. I think we're going to get that break to the downside and then push up. Maybe another rejection, retest that, and then start pushing up. So that's something which I think could potentially happen. The bears are out in force again now. We've rejected out of this area and seem to think we're going back down to 1k and 15k, and in reality we're not. This is the start of the next move for me. I think this is this is a multi-cycle bear and a bull run, and I think this is the next cycle about to begin. I'm fully loaded on alts. I've got a little bit of Bitcoin, not a major amount. I'm not the biggest fan of Bitcoin. I would prefer alts. Meta Hero has dropped quite a bit today, actually, hasn't it? What are we at? Wow, yeah, it's dropped quite a bit. 2.8 cent. Considering it went up to 4 cent, it's dropped a fair bit back, actually. So a quick look at that. Hero. Yeah, it's dropped a fair bit, that. That's the only issue. Whenever you get a new project that's doing really, really well, and people see one green candle, they start to shit their pants, don't they? And that's getting a bit of a sell-off at the minute, but it's a much-needed sell-off. Can't see it's dropping much lower than 2.5 cent, to be honest, and we've also got some support down here around 2.2 cent. If you're looking to get into Hero, that's a decent level, 2.2 or 2.4 cent. I think that's going to be an absolute solid project going forward this year. That seems like a solid hold to hold. It does. I'm holding, it's probably my third biggest holding VeChain. Fuck, fucking no one knows how to do them squiggly lines are there. In terms of buy zones though, we're still rejected above that 50, so it's nothing bullish yet. But if you're looking for buys, this region here, 7.9 cent and 7 cent, probably a decent area for you to load up before the market does start to push on again. As you can see, we're getting a little bit of a rounded top here, which could potentially show that we've topped out. We're getting that top there, and a bit of a retracement down here before we start to push on. So we have done that top there. It looks like a bit of a rounded top. Same what happened here. We got that rounded top, and when we start to drop, we've done that impulse move up. We've got that rounded top again. There's a good chance that we could drop. I can't see it dropping much lower. I think we'd form a higher low there and then start to push on. So that's a bit of a setup on VeChain. So look at buys anyway from 7 cent up to 7.8 cent. I think that could be a decent area for you to buy. Another thing I want to look at is our Bitcoin stock to flow. It's not the best indicator, but it's worked out well over the course of the last few months, years. Every time we've been towards the end of a bull cycle, we have had a major peak. I mean, 2018 bull cycle there, we had a peak. 2013 we had a peak, in 2011 we had a peak. So that's, I mean, we could say we had 4 major peaks. This is not the bull cycle, the peak of a bull cycle here. I can see us shooting up to around 120k, me, to be honest, before we then do sell off, but that's just an educated guess from me. What do you think about a new variant of COVID? I'm only talking about crypto here. I couldn't really care less about COVID, to be honest. Luna has been on a tear. I've not looked at Luna for a while, actually. Yeah, it's looking good, that, isn't it? From the very bottom to his current top, 292% move, which is decent, very decent. Remember, be wary of pullbacks. It's already had that close to a double top, so if you're looking for buys, currently put 15 cent. I mean, there's a good chance you could get some orders filled around this 382 fib, around $11.42. That's only if the market does swing down. If Bitcoin swings to the downside, obviously it's going to pick some orders up down there. Reef has quite a few releases. He's always doing releases, isn't he? I mean, I'm not in my Telegram group, but I just follow the announcements channel. I'm sure every week they always have something new coming out with regards to partnerships or things that are going on. I've still got a bag of Reef, not a massive amount. How much have I got? Let's have a look. Yeah, not much at all. I've got like $3 grand, probably. What's that? About 80,000-90,000 Reef. It's just spares a moon bag just in case it does fly up at some stage. You never know. It had a lot of FUD towards the beginning of that, and you could see that a few ways. You could see people getting burnt on the investments because whales sold early, or you could see it as whales capitulating on that by dumping the price to getting lower because they know what's coming. But for me, I'm holding my bag. Not a major amount, but it's something to hold on for future just in case it does fly. What do you think about XRP? Shall I show you? Because I've had a load of shit on Twitter for this. You're probably not going to like this. I only did it for a laugh, to be honest. I did some price predictions yesterday. XRP 0.00007. It's not going to go down to that level, is it? But it's triggered a few people. In terms of XRP, this is what I think about it. So XRP was my first ever cryptocurrency buy in 2017. And I did really well off it. It pretty much set me up for my entire time in crypto. I love the network. The network is second to none in terms of speed, capability, scalability. It's got a lot going for it. Just apart from the fact that Ripple Labs and Brad Garlinghouse and all that centralized aspect of it is all bullshit. And I don't like that way that's run. Crypto for me is there for that decentralized way. I suppose the blockchain itself is decentralized, but I'm just not a big fan of the way it's run. And that shit with Jed, with all that unlocking and the fact that there's 500 billion in escrow or 500 million in escrow released every week or every month, I'm just not a fan of it all. And the tokenomics is a bit shit for me. Not to say it's not going to do well, because it could do well. But it's just not for me, to be honest. There's much more better projects I prefer out there. But like, yeah, the network is class. Could a new variant affect the market in a bad way? Well, I don't think so, no. I mean, there's fucking lockdowns all over the world now. The initial lockdown was a shock to everybody, wasn't it? But it's not a shock anymore. Nobody cares, do they? Especially not in the UK. I'm not sure which country you're from, but in the UK I don't think anybody really cares about it, and I don't even notice that COVID's going around anymore. I don't watch news myself, to be honest. I don't really watch anything to do with media, and when you go out and you go to the pub, everything's normal. So for me, I think it's going to be alright. I think cases are dropping off significantly over here and everybody's getting jabbed up, so don't worry about it. At what time will the event of Ethereum 1559 start? There's a couple of articles saying different things. I mean, if you're looking at ethereumnodes.org, this is the London upgrade, and that's saying in 1 day 3 hours. So that's tomorrow afternoon. I've seen another article saying the 4th of August, which is today, at around the same time. It really depends on when we hit that block number. So if you're looking for just look on Etherscan and have a look at what block we're currently on Ethereum, and just watch it yourself and you'll be able to see. Any news about Zil from you on this? Since a long time you don't update on Zil. How long ago since I updated on Zil? Not too long, is it? Last week I did an update on Zil. I usually do a video each week on Zilliqa, so what I'll be doing today is another price analysis on Zilliqa. Probably not fundamentals, because fundamentals just keeps growing and growing, doesn't it? It's one of my favourite projects out there. But I'll do a price analysis video on Zilliqa this afternoon, and I'll fire it out whenever it's done. So just look out for that, keep notifications on. I only have 3 coins, VeChain, Zilliqa and RSR. Which one should be the biggest? Whew. I think they're all class assets. They're all targeting different areas. RSR's targeting that hyperinflation. We got Zilliqa, that's targeting DeFi and on-chain shit like NFTs, and the ecosystem on Zilliqa is probably going to be the biggest. And then you got VeChain, which is targeting that supply chain industry. So we're all targeting 3 different layers. That's why I think all 3 you should be holding. For example, I want to sell one next year and hold the other for more years. I think when the next cycle happens, you won't be considering holding some assets for longer, because the bull run might surprise you. You'll be looking at profit, which is unrealised until you take it, which you'll be thinking, wow, this is life changing, and depending on the size of your bags. So I mean, just hodl for now, but out of those 3, I mean, I don't know, I'd definitely keep Zilliqa and RSR, but I still like all 3 assets for me, so it's a tough one. Just need to wait and see what goes on in this cycle and see how the profit's looking at end of the year, to be honest. Thoughts on Cardano? I'm not a big fan, to be honest. I prefer Polkadot. I think it's a bit far more advanced. And Charles Hoskins keeps talking about fucking smart contracts all the time when they should have been out years ago. Not the biggest fan. And I think the staking awards are crap as well. Are you staking Zil AV? If you're not staking, go and stake some Zil. No, I don't know if I don't hold Polygon. I'll tell you what I hold. I hold VeChain, Zilliqa, Reserve Rights, Polkadot, Ethereum, and then some low caps. I've got to know Meta Hero, Evido, Unfederal Reserve, Pluton, Centivate, and then a little bit of Chili's. I've got some other ones, but I've got more assets than I actually want. I always recommend people, I don't have any more Bitcoins dumping here. I've got more assets, and I think I always recommend between 6 and 8 assets to hold, but I've got a bit crazy this fucking last few months buying assets that I think are massively undervalued, so I've been topping up. TG Bet, AMB official, thank me later. No thank you, don't do thank me later bullshit in here. Hate that fucking saying, thank me later. And also, have fun staying poor, that pisses me off and all. Don't stake on Qcoin, stake on the actual proper Zilliqa website. Hold your Zilliqa in ZilPay, and then connect to stake.zilliqa.com. That's the best way to earn your Zilliqa. Do you have half your portfolio in ETH? Nope. Oh, you mean in assets of ETH? on. I've not got a ton of ETH, but some of my assets are on the ETH blockchain, but I don't hold a mass amount of ETH now. Right, any projects you want me to cover? I'm over 10 minutes and we'll call it a day for today's stream. Got some shit to do. Have you seen Feg Exchange? No, but I've seen loads of people. Is it you, Bob Daz, that on my Twitter keep mentioning Feg Exchange or Feg? Somebody keeps mentioning it to me all the time and I've not even looked into it yet. That's surely not the supply there. Please tell me that's not the right one. Andy, when do you think the bull run will end? I reckon January, February 22. What's on Mana? Never looked at it. Oh, Decentraland, I've heard of it actually. 86, so it must be done. I've never actually looked at a project, so I couldn't really tell you. Decent tokenomics there. What is it on blockchain wise? If you scan. Fairly well distributed supply there. Okay, now 104,000 holders. That is absolutely massive. I'll have to look at that off stream and see what it's all about. But yeah, I'll take a look at that. What do I think of Swissborg? I think if you look at it, I think you should get it. I think it's solid. I'm earning, so I took some profit from Tencent a while ago, and I put that into USDC on Swissborg, and I'm earning a lot. I think it's about 9%, and you get rewards paid out daily. I'm also on there. I'm yielding BTC, yielding ETH, yielding USDT, so I'm earning daily amounts of that, and the compound straight away. So I think it's definitely something you should check out. Swissborg, you'll see it linked in the pinned comment of this video. I think it's ace. It's good as well for on and off ramp, so if you're wanting to get fiat into cryptocurrency, do it on there. One thing I do not recommend you do though is use it as an exchange, because the fees are like 1% if you're not a premium member, and 1% is quite a lot really. But in terms of withdrawals to your bank account and fiat onto Swissborg, it's like 0.1%, so that's decent. But for exchanging assets, it's shit. But for earning that daily yield, it's great. And fiat on and off ramp, so yeah, I'm a big fan of that. Thoughts on OGN? Is that Oregon Trail? Origin Protocol. I think I used to hold some of this when it first came out on Binance. Let's have a look when it got listed. Oh no, I definitely didn't. Oh, what was it? January 2020? Might have been. I remember getting some when it got listed. I'm sure I did. I bet I did. I probably sold it here. Before it did that massive push to the upside. Did you manage to take profit on it at all, did you? What did it do in terms of a rise from, say, we'll take it to the bottom there. So that did a 3,298% bump to the upside, and then in terms of drops, we did a 86% drop. You've seen a lot of alts that did a similar move to that. Actually, just tinkering on this moving average 50 now out and rejected off it a lot. What we need is a nice closure above that. But if you're looking to get some buys in before it does start to take off again, using that 382 as support really. Buys probably around this region. It looks like, other than no closure below 74 cents, that shows that there's a significant area of liquidity there which people are willing to buy. So that's probably a decent area for you to look at buying. So 74 cent. Right, that's going to do it for today anyway. Just a quick live stream today. Just going over Bitcoin and EIP-1559. Thanks everybody tuning in. I'll be doing a video on Zilliqa later on, so keep your eyes peeled for that. If you're new to the channel, then please make sure that you are subscribed and hit that like button. And I'll catch you later on.